Jose Prats, welcome to the Luxury Presence Podcast. Your Instagram is extremely impressive. I mean, you just exploded to well over, I think you're like at 115,000 followers at this point.
We shoot everything on the iPhone. And also I think it helps with the algorithm because most people are viewing on the iPhone. Residential real estate is an emotional sale. So you want to make it emotional, right? Like you can't really do that on MLS, but on social media you can.
You once said that 85% of your business was coming from Instagram. Is that still the case?
80% of my business coming through social media. I think my first year, 2021, I did, it was like 100 something Zooms. It was crazy.
Are you pitching Instagram and your social following?
And we have case studies where we've sold property through Instagram, where we had offers in hand before it was on MLS from social media. It's so powerful.
Jose Prats, welcome to the Luxury Presence Podcast.
Thank you, Aaron, for having me on.
Of course. We're very excited to have you here today. A lot to chat about, but let's start from the beginning as we usually do. You are the son of Cuban immigrants. You spent a lot of your early years on the East Coast between Philadelphia and DC. You then earned an aerospace engineering degree at the University of Michigan. How do we get from aerospace engineer to Los Angeles real estate agent?
Gotcha. Well, just to clear it up, I didn't get my full degree in aerospace. I started studying for aerospace engineering. And I realized that was not for me really quickly. But yeah, how did I get here? So originally, my goal was to come out to LA with my wife. We just got married to pursue real estate, to build wealth through real estate. Because reading about it, it's obviously, as we know, an amazing way to build wealth, and how a lot of people do build their wealth. So I wanted to do it by learning the ins and outs of becoming an agent, working with investors. And it was a great experience. I learned a lot. I studied for my exam before I got out to LA. I was living with my wife in Poland. That's where she's from.
Oh, wow.
So we lived out there for 6 months before coming to LA, in between DC and LA. And I got out here and just hit the ground running. So got my license on the first try, and then I started working on the West Side with the top producer as an assistant, and learning the ins and outs, and kind of progressed from there.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, you rose through the ranks pretty quickly. What strategies or advantages do you think helped you stand out early on in such a competitive market?
Yeah, I mean, well, because I had a lot of different backgrounds in real estate, so I moved around quite a bit, starting with that assistant position I described. I then moved on to do work with investors in mid city. So, this is at the tail end of the recession still. So there was a lot of stuff at auction. So I would work with an investor. I would go door to door, and he'd give me an address, like, "Oh, go check out this house real quick. I'm at the auction," because they get the addresses kind of last minute. And I would kind of like evaluate the building real quick, talk with the owners there. So it was a really like completely different experience than being an assistant for a top producer on the West Side. And then I started investing myself. So learning the ins and outs, working with investors. I'm like, yeah, this is, was our goal too. And we started flipping homes in West Adams in 2015. All these different backgrounds really help me nowadays. So after flipping about 3 properties in the West Adams area, we went on to focusing more on clients that weren't able necessarily to afford these really expensive properties, but buying something that needed to work and adding value that way. So I have a full crew that I recommend to clients. Along the way, I fell in love with the architecture too. The homes in our area here.
Nice. Yeah. Fell in love with the architecture. You are known as the director of character homes at Christie's International Southern California. How exactly did you develop that niche? I assume it was through exactly what you explained.
Yeah, so along the way, discovering all these amazing Spanish homes. I mean, amazing architecture we have here in LA. So I started, just kind of like, oh man, these are ones that really speak to me, and the homes that I want to work with. Um, and finding clients that also love them too is amazing through social media. So I started highlighting these homes, and sharing what I learned by working on them, renovating them, and then now selling them was it's a big passion of mine. I think it shows through social media, if you're authentic and passionate about something, um, it's gonna, you're gonna find your people.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are certainly going to get to your social media prowess in a minute here. Excited to chat about that. Want to double click on the niche a little more. Like, what, I guess, advice would you give to agents looking to establish maybe a property type niche like you have?
Yeah, I mean, again, it goes back to what you're passionate about, what you really like.
Mm,
Focus on those homes. Focus on the things that speak to you. Maybe it's not the design or architecture. Maybe it's like the investment side or something. There's so much. Real estate is so broad. There's so many niches you could focus on. Like we could just kind of go for days, kind of figuring out what that niche is and how you want to highlight it. Yeah, it could just be on the presentation of the home, or just I don't know. There's just so many ideas, but just focus on something that you love and that you want to work with, like the kind of property or whatever it is, and go from there.
yeah, definitely. That's great advice. What advantages come from building a niche brand like that?
Yeah, I guess number one, you're working with stuff you want to be around, right? And you're attracting people that you want to work with too. That's number one, right? You're going to be much happier. I think you're going to be much more fruitful if you're working with people that you want to work with, and that motivates you. Like that's some of my clients are really inspire me, and I meet some amazing people, and you make these amazing connections, and that really just kind of opens up a whole nother door and a whole nother host of opportunities. That's number one. Um, Other two benefits, obviously, if you're focused on something that's a lot of people are interested in, you're going to get a big reach. And with a bigger reach, you're going to be able to get more business. So that's obvious too. Yeah, I guess those are the main things that jump out at me.
Yeah, those make a lot of sense. I'm curious, have you ever felt pigeonholed? Like, have you had sellers take a different direction because they didn't think you were fit to list their non character home, for example?
Yeah, I know. I still run into that from time to time. I mean, I still list properties that don't necessarily have a lot of character. I though, I tell them like, I give a lot of um, like a lot of recommendations on how to prepare a listing. That's really a big thing of mine, right? I'm really focused on preparing a property and presenting it right. So we can add in a lot of character to properties that don't have it.
Mm,
Um, through it could be through light fixtures, different design elements. It doesn't have to be something massive. Um, but my strong suit is working with those homes that have unique character. But you'd be surprised, like most homes in LA have something going on for it, right? I mean, I
yeah.
think I say it all the time, but Los Angeles, I think it has the most amazing architecture for residential real estate in the world. Um, or at least top of the list, right?
Yeah, certainly. You mentioned preparing homes for the market. I'm curious, is there anything that you do differently from other agents or anything that you put special attention towards that other agents may not?
Yeah, yeah. So, like, I find a low hanging fruit, and it doesn't have to be super expensive. But I mentioned it, light fixtures. If you put in
Mm.
thoughtful light fixtures, they can really change up a room. Also, if we're doing a renovation, we're going to developer. A trend that's going on is we're getting rid of recessed lights. They used to go in a room, right, from a developer, and it's just like a line of like 18 recessed lights in a row. That's like buyers don't want that. It's just not it's a very sterile look.
Yeah.
And when you have all those lights on, it's like you never, I don't know. I've had clients buy properties like that and they tell me they never turn those recessed lights on, like all of them. It's just like ridiculous. So it's cheaper if we get rid of those recessed lights and put a central light fixture. So a chandelier, a pendant. Um, this can really help add a design element too and make it like a kind of moody vibe to a house. Paint colors, don't use basic white. I have like a whole list of whites, a notepad that I use specific for different homes. It's so important. It's crazy. Like using the right white is a big deal. And then other paint colors we can mix in, but there's like a whole list. Cabinet hardware from kitchens. Like that's also an easy change. We'll change out kitchen cabinet hardware all the time to add a new kind of spin to the home or warm it up or change the design.
Nice. That's all good advice. I'm sure there's kind of a delicate way to advise clients to make some of these shifts. Obviously, you don't want to offend, and I'm sure there are times where it may be a bit challenging to advise a client or an investor on what changes or updates they should make before bringing it home to a market. How do you navigate that conversation?
Yeah, that's it's a delicate conversation. You got to be um, really careful on that. I don't know. I've been told by some sellers or clients, I kind of sometimes sound like a politician. I'm like, I don't know if that's good or bad. But I guess I'm pretty good at interjecting it at the right time, and also, giving, prefacing it with like, look, we understand budget and monetary concerns, especially when you're ready to sell a property. The last thing is you want to invest a ton of money, but anything I recommend is going to add a tremendous amount of value, way more than what the money you're putting into it. And that usually helps. And then I can work with it. So what I'll usually do is recommend a whole host of things and kind of pare it back to what works within budget. But yeah, it's delicate for sure.
Cool. Let's chat about social media, which is clearly an expertise of yours. Your Instagram is extremely impressive. Been following you for a minute. Big fan of your content. I mean, you just exploded to well over. I think you're like at 115,000 followers at this point. What do you think really propelled that growth?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful for everyone that's followed and joined that. Like it's I'm so like kind of shocked at times at how quick it happened. And um, yeah, I think again, I was focusing on stuff that was really I'm passionate about, and I think it comes across as more authentic that way when you're really posting what you like and not just random stuff. I get agents all the time now that are asking me to post properties that are just like not kind of within the vibe at all. And if I posted those, it really wouldn't make any sense. So I think people really get that, and I think it's the air. The times that we're in now, people are sick of the cheap flip, like the even the modern box. Some of these homes are really expensive, right? They're not necessarily cheap, and they all kind of look very similar. I think the modernism design. Um, a lot of developers and homeowners and designers found this very cheap to create, right? Because it's minimal, it's square, um, but it's been done so much, people don't really want that anymore. They want a home with a soul. They want a home with some charm, some character, some original details. And that's what I show, and that's what people have gravitated toward. It's amazing to see, and I really kind of feel like I see changes now in the market where uh, more people are focusing on those character details. And I notice a lot of agents now have character homes or character something in their description of what they like to. So it's cool. It's cool to see.
Yeah, definitely. How has your content process evolved from when you first started to now?
Yeah. So when we started, we were really heavily focused on Reels because at that time, this was like 2021, right? So,
Hmm.
and Instagram, right, Reels were a fresh new thing, and
Yeah.
it was what we focused on. And residential real estate is an emotional sale. So you want to make it emotional, right? You want to, like, you can't really do that on MLS, but on social media, you can. We have music, we have video. So we really focused on the music and the video to give that emotional feel to our content. And we still do that now, but how it's evolved is, we're we've expanded our team. So I have like four other agents on my team now that help me gather content, and then we edit and post it on there. My wife, she is full time on my social media, so she's the manager, the brains behind it. She's editing the videos and posting them and getting them going. So that's really evolved to be a great thing too. And we're doing a lot of carousel posts because that's really big
Mm.
in social, right? That you that you have those. Now we can do 20 frames, but it's important to do that. And we like to do mixed media, right, where we do pictures and videos, um, and we find that does really well now. So you always have to be evolving on on social media because unfortunately the algorithm it updates. I feel like weekly, right? And different things. Where, as you know, right, you have to constantly be changing, and there's a lot of little things we're always tweaking.
Yeah, 100%. I love how your content isn't super overly produced. Like it still feels pretty organic and authentic, and I think that resonates with a lot of people. Have you thought about doing kind of higher quality content, longer form house tours, or do you like the idea of keeping it more kind of raw and easily digestible?
Yeah, I don't know. One thing that always like rubbed me the wrong way about like the superly overproduced stuff was like the excessive use of drone shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's cool and it's like it can be really dramatic. I think with certain properties it makes sense for sure, but I think people are using this on everything. And then it's just like the same thing, right? It's like drone, very clean pans, like with this really nice camera in and out. And we want to make it authentic, right? So we give it like we shoot everything on the iPhone. And also I think it helps with the algorithm because most people are viewing on the iPhone, right? So we're shooting with an iPhone. That's like my little hot secret tip is to I always buy the brand new iPhone when it
Hmm.
comes out. Like everyone always makes fun of it's the same thing, but that camera gets
It
better
does.
and better. And those little, yeah, right. Like,
100%.
you agree? Those little qualities help video. So I think we're always going to lean off on that kind of raw shot. That's that's really intentional. And then we sprinkle in here and there like well professional cameras or videos, but largely I don't know. I like how it looks and also how it performs. It's amazing. We'll go in listings. Um, and we'll hire an amazing photographer, and then we'll shoot some on our iPhone, just photos, not just videos now. Um, and they come out really amazing, and sometimes they perform almost regularly better than the professional shot. So it's like the algorithm's telling us too, like we want, you like keeping it raw and authentic. So yeah, that's yeah. I think we'll stick with it for a little bit for now, but we are doing long form on YouTube. So I've leaned into the last year, doing a lot of long form, and what I'm doing is leading back into that rawness. I'm doing like almost a one take of a house, so it's like you're there. So I start in front of the house, whip the camera around, and I take people through like POV style, so like they're walking through the house and looking at the outside, the back, because so much you always see the glamour of the house, but you don't really get the full
Right.
view. Um, I think it's way better than seeing it on like what do you call it? Those matter
Yeah.
reports, which I'm also not a huge right. I'm also not a big fan
Yeah,
of those
neither am I.
either. Like I want people coming out and seeing the home, right? Or showing it if they can't make it. How it really, really looks in real
Yeah.
life.
What's your thought process behind YouTube? I mean, you have so much fire behind you on Instagram. Why start on like a new platform like YouTube?
Yeah, good question. I mean, uh, I think on Instagram we've done really well and built a big following and have a lot of engagement and a lot of people reaching us out through there. And YouTube is just a different medium, I think, to get the long form
Mhm.
content in there, which you can't really do on Instagram. I guess you can, but it doesn't really translate like it
Right.
does on YouTube. Um, and just to reach more people and a broader reach and show homes in a different way. So it's just fun and also yeah, it just helps grow the audience right on different
Yeah,
platforms.
100%. I think it's a smart move. You once said that 85% of your business was coming from Instagram. Is that still the case?
Yeah, so about 80%. So
Wow.
80% of my business coming through social media, right? So now it's being mixed in with TikTok leads and also from YouTube now. We get people reaching out. So it's pretty, it's great to see that people find us that way. And I think they're able to see kind of more about me too, because I share about my personal life, my family, like who they're working with, and yeah, it's a great way to start a lot of conversations.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, that's extremely impressive. How are you capturing and converting those leads? Is it just mostly organic through DMs, or are you running ads?
Yeah, I don't run any ads. We just found for our account, for whatever reason, we run an ad and it doesn't really work to get it leads or business or even engagement.
Hmm.
It kind of kills it for us. But I know every account is so different, right? As you probably know. Um, So what works for me doesn't necessarily work for the next person. But what we're doing is our funnel pretty much is, we have the attention right on the post or the reel, and then people either comment, they need more information, and then we'll get into a DM or they'll DM us directly, and then from that DM we either take it to a phone call and then to a Zoom, or the Zoom into a meeting. Yeah, so a Zoom has been really helpful. I mean, starting this during the pandemic was
Yeah.
huge because Zoom became a thing, and I couldn't really meet these people I was talking with. Um, and Zoom allowed me to meet with so many people. Yeah, it was crazy. I think my first year, 2021, I think I wrote this down somewhere. I forgot how much it was. It was like 100 something Zooms. It was crazy.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, I was zooming almost every day or every other
That's
day. Yeah,
incredible.
um, yeah. That's a whole other thing. Learning how to talk with people on Zoom and get your point across and find out how you can help them is it's a skill, and you really just need to do that with
Yeah,
practice.
absolutely. Now, for those clients who you work with outside of um, Instagram or social media, are you pitching Instagram and your social following as kind of advantage towards marketing their properties?
Absolutely, that's like a big part of our presentation. Mainly because of the engagement we're getting. Also, we have an organic built
Right.
audience, right? So, really, really proud on that. And it shows. Like, I'll be at a showing or at a listing presentation, and they'll pull up the Instagram, they're like, oh my God, like 8 people I know follow you, and like my mom follows you. That's the funniest one. A lot of moms out there follow me. Yeah. So it's like they can see that it really is real engagement and real buyers. Um, and we have case studies where we've sold property through Instagram, where we had offers in hand before it was on MLS, from social media. It's so powerful, right? Because you'll have a hot home on Redfin or Zillow hit like 8,000, 9,000, maybe 9,000. It's amazing, right? Views. On our social media, we'll have one post. Usually are coming soon and just as opposed to do really well. They'll get anywhere from like on a low end 20,000 to 200K kind of regularly. We're right in that jam. So, showing people those numbers, um, they're just like, oh wow, this is like kind of crazy not to go with them. So,
Yeah,
so
it's
when
such
we're
an
in there showing them
advantage.
that information,
Very cool.
it's almost a
What
done
is
deal at that
your
point.
highest performing social media post? Do you know what that is?
Oh man, that's great. I think it recently got topped.
Ah,
It was by
I
far the
did.
Speakeasy House, and it was yeah. I don't know if you saw that one. Yeah, we discovered a Speakeasy house. Yeah, that. So I one on one post they got like 2 million, and I think we posted again they got like four, and I forgot what. And another one I think went even higher. So somewhere around there, it was pretty
Yeah,
crazy, and a lot of people know me just for
yeah.
that
I had
one.
the same thing
So
happen to
they
me.
go, they go,
I
oh,
don't
you're the Speakeasy
remember if I
guy.
asked
I'm
if
like,
you're
yeah.
on TikTok, and I didn't see, but that's where I really got my kind of start with social media, and I had that one video of the in-ground shark aquarium at the home in West Hollywood. I think it's now at like 56 million views or something ridiculous like that. And I'm just, yeah, it's still going, and I'm just
Oh my,
known as the Shark Tank guy, you
it's
know.
still going.
But it's funny how that works.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, I've seen your TikTok.
Yeah,
It's
that
pretty
one was
amazing, and I
wild.
think I've seen that one.
But yeah, the
I
power
definitely have the
of
Shark
social
Tank.
media is just unreal. And I still think there's so much untapped potential. Like, obviously these platforms have gotten a lot more saturated, but as you said, algorithms continue to evolve, content evolves, audience interest evolves. So there's still so much opportunity for agents to leverage social media. Do you have any like advice for agents who are maybe looking to get into it? How should they start? Mm,
Yeah, I mean, try to stay away from the trends, right? And yeah, again, sick to be authentic and what's true to you. Um, and try to create new, different ways to post content. There's so many ways you can do it. I mean, one thing I did, which is really helpful at the beginning, was I audited like the top realtors not just in LA, but all over the country.
Right.
And I saw what are they doing, what works, and then what are they not doing? And there's a ton. There still is. There's still like a now a lot more competition, right? A lot of more people get that it's a real thing. But find something that they're not doing, and then make that your thing, right? So I found when I was starting that a lot of people weren't doing reels, which I was like shocked, right? Because it had been around and buzz about. So I really focused on reels and character homes and that really worked for me. But you could really just find anything and then make that your thing and look outside of real estate too. That's what I did. I looked at other influencers, brands, what are they doing, what works, and then oh cool, can we apply that to real estate? And like, is anyone doing it? Like, no, there's always new potential.
Yeah, for
So
sure. I think
I think
that's
that's
100%
probably
correct. I
probably the
always
best
say you should be
approach.
an active engager before you start creating content, just like you would do a competitive analysis with anyone else, when starting a business. Just look at what other people are doing in your specific business and outside of real estate. You could learn a lot just being, an active engager, take notes on what's working, what isn't working. And like you said as well, like you don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel, right? Like you can completely emulate what other agents are doing, but in your own voice, in your own tone to make it, authentic to you.
Yeah. And I see agents nowadays doing like cool new stuff that is like really interesting. Like I see someone right now, I forgot their name. I can't give them a shout out, but they're doing long
Oh, wow.
form
Yeah.
tours on TikTok, like 7, 8 minutes, which is pretty long for TikTok. And they're getting like 20,000, 100,000, 500,000 views regularly. And before you'd be like, oh, that's like way too long for TikTok, right? But now the algorithm on TikTok is, depending on the content, liking that longer form tour style. So, yeah, there's like, yeah, you probably see it, right?
Yeah.
Aren't there like a
100%.
billion undone, like
And
things you could
yeah,
do that
the
haven't been
long
done,
form on TikTok is
just in
super
real estate,
interesting.
social media?
They're really pushing that. So I think there's a lot of untapped potential there. Also, TikTok Live, I think there's a lot of untapped potential for live streaming real estate agents at their listings during open houses, pre-marketing. There's doing the whole behind the scenes thing as well, as really great for your personal brand, letting your audience get an inside perspective on who you are and how you operate. I think there's a lot of potential there, and I haven't seen any agent truly capitalize on live streaming. So I'm curious if anyone really captures that. But yeah.
Have you been hearing this? So TikTok is like a lot of times I go in the app, they're asking
Really,
me specifically to do real estate lives. They'll say like real estate, and they'll say, yeah, they'll give me like metrics like if you do 1 hour,
I have
you can get X amount of leads for real
no, I
estate. I was
haven't
like,
seen any of
whoa,
that, but that is
they
awesome.
really want me to do
You
a
should do
live. Have you heard that yet or
it.
no? I know. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is maybe a sign. Now TikTok's something that you're telling me. Maybe I should do some lives.
right.
The problems I had with live in the past were like the quality wasn't always good, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I think
I
it's
don't
I
know.
think it's gotten
I'm
better, and I
assuming that's
think
gotten
people's
better because
expectation
the apps
is it's
update.
not going to be ultra 4K high quality. But I do see people connect their higher quality cameras. I don't ask me how to do that stuff. I really don't know. I could barely set up my webcam here, but there's a way to do that and really increase the quality of your lives. But that's pretty advanced, and I don't think it's necessary. But you can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, maybe I'll just try it on the phone and see how it
Right.
goes. Yeah, and just do it. I think it's also goes back to consistency though. You have to set some sort of schedule, like anything social media, right? That's like the number one tip is you got to be consistent. So maybe like doing like for instance, Instagram, I'm doing once a day, right? And then YouTube, it's once a week, right? So it's more like like a TV series, right? And then I guess a TikTok live. I don't know. What
Yeah,
do you think?
I
It's like
mean, I know
maybe
people like
similar to YouTube,
it.
once a
Just
week or
like you
twice a
said, it
week.
goes back to being consistent. I think you don't want to overextend yourself, like when you're starting out, especially. If you can do once a week and be consistent once a week for a whole year, I'd rather you do that than try and post every single day and burn yourself out in a month, right? So, but when it comes specifically to TikTok Live, or any live, and you want to really focus on that, I'd say probably once a day for a few minutes. But I mean, if you do, you set a schedule and
Wow.
your
Yeah.
audience knows you're going to be live on Wednesdays or at Tuesdays from 11 to 2 going to open houses, then you can sort of set that, standard and expectation. So yeah, I think it just depends on how big of an aspect you want to make it of your content.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I always feel like the like how in real estate we use
Right.
social media is just lags behind like what where influencers
Oh yeah.
are, right? Like where that and lives are a big thing now, right? For influencers. So it kind of makes sense we'll eventually get there. So yeah, you just gotta start probably doing it. And eventually I feel like there's gonna be a day when we see someone
100%.
doing it
Yeah.
like on
Real estate.
Kick or Twitch being like
Absolutely. I've been
a real
thinking about
estate
this for a
streamer, don't
long
you think?
time.
Unless it's
I,
a
I
thing
have
already.
not
Is
seen
that a thing yet?
anyone who has really nailed this, but if you're out there listening and you're leveraging live or, full on streaming, I want to know about you. I want to learn your content. Cause yeah, I truly think it's the future. Yeah. 100%. I mean, it's all about right finding these opportunities that other people weren't doing. That's really what I did. Is I just didn't see a single real estate agent on TikTok. And granted, I was super early, but I mean, I just started posting and evolved from there. But yeah, just finding these untapped opportunities can change your business completely. You've clearly embraced the digital age very, very well. But beyond social media, are there any other online marketing channels or tactics that you focus on? Yeah.
Um, Yeah, so we really built it around social media. I mean, and when we were going, like, we didn't have a website. Um, so, amazing to connect with Luxury Presence, and build our first website, which was huge. But yeah, that would be it. I mean, it's crazy how powerful the website has been with Luxury Presence and capturing leads. Um, so that's been our kind of main thing outside of Instagram, and it's great to hear. I thought you guys just did a website, but you build so much marketing around it, and you offer so much that
Love it.
that's kind of
Well, we're
our
super glad to
our
hear
rock
that
we
your
lean on
experience
to,
has
right?
been
Other
very
than social media.
positive. We're very proud to have designed your website. It looks awesome. I took a look at it before hopping on today. Really impressed. What was it like, kind of working with our team to bring your vision to life?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It's really easy, right? You hop on the Zoom and you we talk about what we like, design notes, and you guys really quickly kind of put it together. And anytime we need to change it or update it or just tweak it, because we're always like adding to it, just like social media, you have to keep up. I think on your web game too, right? On how your listings are presented and information about us and our team as it grows. And Luxury Presence has been really great
Nice.
to
Love to hear that.
help and
Are you
facilitate that
driving a lot of
super
traffic
easily.
from your
Yeah.
social media to your site?
Yeah, I mean, when we got on our call about the new AI tool we're unraveling, they were kind of shocked about how many leads we were pulling in there, and they're like, "Whoa, this is like the highest I've seen." I'm like, "Oh, that's great." We just have our website and our bio, and it's great how you guys are able to capture when people click on it those leads, and people want to sign up. People are asking like to sign up, um, which is really cool. Because they want to see the properties list, and also the way you can navigate our website is really neat, and how you can set up your own searches and stay in, keep in touch with our new listings. It's really a cool experience for
Yeah, for
new
sure. Is
followers or
it
new people
just
to
your
new potential
website
clients. Yeah.
link in your bio, or do you have a link tree with other resources or lead captures?
Yeah, so I haven't played around that too much. It's like kind of another thing. I know some people like to put like
Yeah,
a Calendly link to meet up. Right now, we just do it through the website, and I've had contacts. They'll put a contact inquiry and through the website, and then we'll reach out right away. Like they want us to come meet at their house to sell it. We'll get that through the website, which is awesome. but that, yeah, that's our main mode of capture right now. And then we're, as I mentioned, we're really excited. We haven't hasn't officially launched yet, but the AI tool, which it can engage with people, so they're getting the proper communication right away. I mean, that's pretty sweet. I mean, that's what all of us have looked forward in AI, right? Is how can it really help us to
Yeah,
do things
absolutely.
like kind of
We're
like an
excited
assistant
for
would, right? A real
your
person.
mobile app
So,
to come out. When what's the timeline for that? Do you know? Oh, okay.
the mobile app, I don't think we're not doing that right now. Yeah, yeah. What we're working on right now is
Yeah,
just actually, you guys have a lot of stuff running, so we're trying to phase it in a little by little. So we're adding in the AI tool that when a lead
and
contacts
lead
us,
nurture.
it will
Gotcha. Okay,
it
okay,
will
okay.
communicate with them. It'll be like, "Oh,
No,
cool. What do
no,
you need? Like, what are you
that's
looking for?"
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, the
we've
lead
had
nurture. Sorry,
some
yeah, that's
very
probably
positive
yeah. So
feedback
that is
from a lot of our clients about that. That's really cool. Love to hear you're implementing that. What are I'd love to hear your other thoughts on artificial intelligence and how you're using it in your business right now.
yeah. I mean, man, we use it so much, right? So AI really helps us on social media, right? Come up with different caption ideas. I always preface that by
Right.
saying you got to be really careful with what it pumps out, right? You got to train your chats really well to speak like how you would speak, and always edit. Also, I don't know if you noticed this. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, those M dashes.
ChatGPT
Oh yeah.
keeps putting in long
It's such a
dashes
dead
on
giveaway when I
everything.
see like
You noticing
emails or
that?
long text with a bunch of M dashes. I'm like, all right, you just copied and
I know.
pasted that from ChatGPT. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's crazy. I'm seeing like the New York Times on social
100%.
media
Yep.
use them. Are you seeing it? Like big accounts. So I was getting a kick out of it.
Oh,
I'm glad you're noticing it
I
because
completely
surprisingly,
noticed
everyone I
it.
talked to was like, "Oh, I
Yeah,
haven't really
for
noticed."
sure.
I'm like, "What?" When when I tell it, I train my chat to like not use it. It still
I
uses it. Do you
don't
have that problem
know.
too? Like
I
it's
don't think I've
I can't
actually
untrain it.
asked to remove those. I usually just do it manually. But yeah, no, I have noticed definitely some flaws, some memory
Right.
flaws, for sure. It's not perfect.
It's not perfect, right? But it does help. Um, with a lot too, and can help me with offers. So I have one just for offers. Well, because they all look pretty similar minus the terms. So we'll put in new terms, and it will organize the email explaining everything and really quickly. So I have one for that.
Cool.
One's for during escrow for each phase, like repair requests. So I'll have how I do my repair request is very detailed. So it's really great. I can do it much faster now. Get that information in there and then organize it and then create these really nice looking documents. No, AI is amazing. I use it for so much in business. Like I think a lot of people are. Well, I think a lot of people are, but I'm always learning that there's more we could be using AI
100%.
for,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
so we're
we're
always
just
trying to
scratching the
update
surface,
and
I
add it in.
think. Um so much more to come, and I think it's all about just yeah, doing what you're doing, experimenting, being open-minded, and keeping your eye out for other opportunities, because yeah, this is going to change everything we do, no doubt. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, but I think I'm an optimist. I think for the better. People always look as like replacement. I'm like, no, it's going to be able to allow people to do more, right? Um, not full replacement. There's always going to be need, and I think if you're staying current and up on it, then that's the most important thing, right? So you're at the cutting edge, and you know
yeah,
exactly what's
yeah.
going
It's
on, and not
that
just being
cliche phrase
surpassed
like
by it by
you won't
people
be
that are using it,
replaced by
right?
AI, but you'll be replaced by people who use AI better than you. 100%.
Yeah. That's so true. It's so true. Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if this niche is coming out, but I feel like people that I don't know that are good at AI, like an AI consultant, is probably something that's
Yeah,
needed that can
100%. There
teach
are
people how to implement it
many
specifically
major
into their
businesses who are
business.
bringing
I don't know.
in
Have you seen that yet?
you know, prompt engineers and yeah, just experts in implementing AI to improve workflows and establish agents and stuff like that. So yeah, we're just at the beginning here.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. They're saying there's like a gap by generations.
Yeah,
So how
yeah,
like Gen
100%.
Z uses AI
That
versus
yeah, it
like
doesn't surprise me,
millennials to
but
boomers varies by
yeah,
generation.
it's gonna be
Are you hearing
pretty
that too?
interesting. Awesome, Jose. Well, as we wrap up, would love to steal any last minute advice from you. I like this question. If you could tell your younger self one thing that you now know, what would that be?
Oh, tell my yourself a thing.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it would be yeah, I wish I embraced social media earlier, right? Like, yeah, so and like we're talking about AI, embrace every, all the new thing, right? All the things, right? Social media, all the channels. Yeah, utilize them, like I mentioned earlier, audit who's doing it right, go to different fields, right? Not just real estate, across all social media, influencers to brands, and how you can do something new or twist to it, and keep, I don't know, keep consistent at it too, and and evolving, and then
awesome.
ultimately do something
Great
that you love
advice.
to
Well,
do, and
thank you
that will
so much for your
translate, and you'll
time.
you'll
We
find your
really, really
people,
appreciate it. I got a lot
um,
out of this. I'm
and do
sure
it
our
really
audience
well.
did.
Yeah.
For those of you watching or listening at home, thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Luxury Presence Podcast. Um, oh, for sure. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah.